going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update, hit the like button. Let's jump into this week's topics. First up for this week, Drag Race Concepts has released some plastic drag racing wheels, now available in both black and chrome. These are called the Axis wheels. Standard RC drag racing style short course wheels. Also pictured in the photo that they posted was their new Axis drag racing tire. Those are not available yet though. It seems that those are still a little ways out, but they are coming, and I do believe that they are going to be a belted tire option. So that has been in the works for a while. We've seen them for some time, but yet to see them actually hit the market. Of course, once they do, we'll talk about it again here on the news to let you guys know about another option. But speaking of another tire option for drag racing, Proline yesterday posted up a tease of the new Reaction HP, it appears. The HP I'm not 100% positive on yet, but what we do know at this point is that this is one of the wider tire options, but now in a belted tire. Previously, the wide tire option from Proline was called the Big Daddy. That one has a lot of growth problems, balloons up pretty large, and seems to be a bit of a handful for a lot of racers. But this one now with the belted option should keep that in check. As with most things from Proline, we're seeing a teaser now, and then we'll see a full release and all of the information follow in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Once we have all of the information again, we'll update you one more time. Next, Whitty, who is a company under the Associated Electrics umbrella, has released a new 5-slot 550 can crawler motor. Now these come in various turn counts. The 5-slot refers to the number of slots in the armature itself. 5-slot motors are traditionally a much smoother option than the more traditional 3-slot motors. They also come with lower turn count numbers, but things like a 13-turn 5-slot is more equivalent to a 27-turn 3-slot, which is what you would normally be used to. Now, Whitty previously had 540 options already. This is just a new 550. So if you got a bigger rig or heavier rig or just want more torque, now you have a 550 option in a rebuildable motor from Whitty. Pitbull is jumping in on another tire option for the very odd 1.7-inch diameter wheel crowd. This is the Pitbull Rocker in a 4.19 by 1.7 tire. The rocker tread pattern we've seen in several other sizes before. This is just the first time we're seeing it in this 1.7-inch diameter wheel segment. There are a handful of 1.7-inch diameter wheels you can buy, I think from RC 4-wheel drive only. Maybe Pitbull has their own, I'm not sure. But beyond that, you can also stretch a 1.7 onto a 1.9 fairly easy. So if there's either a set of 1.7s you really like and you wanted another tire option, or you just like this tire and you're gonna stretch it onto a different wheel, these are available now in stock, ready to ship from Pitbull. Also yesterday, 2022 Scale Nationals was announced. This is going to be happening at Cherokee Rock Village, or Little Rock City as it's been called for years. This has been a place that we've competed on a national rock crawling level several times in the past. I've been there a number of times. Not too far out of Atlanta, so traveling not that difficult, but technically I believe this is in Alabama. We just got back from 2020 or 2021 Scale Nationals. If you're interested in making the next one, it's going to be on the East Coast. Maybe that'll make it a lot easier for some of you, or more difficult for those of us on the West Coast, but worth the trip either way. Going to be a great time. Really looking forward to getting out there. I haven't been back to that location for several years, so hopefully we'll see some of you out there in 2022. I'll link to the event page in the description below where you can find information. Will be constantly updated. You'll have to watch there for when ticket sales are going to get posted, as they do sell out for certain classes much faster than others. If you're interested in going, make sure you follow that page for all of the updates. Tamiya is now making the CC02 Unimog available in a pre-painted and pre-trimmed body option. This is coming now in this kind of steel gray blue color with red molded ABS wheels. Now the CC02 was a new release from Tamiya maybe 2 years ago or so. Actual solid axle with frame rails. Completely new from the CC01 that had been available for years and years and years before that. Now available with this nice pre-painted, pre-cut body option in case you just wanted a fun build that was gonna be done once you tightened the last screw and didn't have to worry about all of that fussy painting and detailing. I'll link to it as well as the rest of today's stories in the description below. For any of you interested in gaming on your mobile devices, Gigabit Off-Road now has a new update available. There was an update a couple of weeks ago and then another one here yesterday just to kind of fix some of the little bugs that were happening with that last update. New vehicles, new tracks, a bunch of new little features and adjusted physics in it. It's a great game, one that I've enjoyed for a lot of years. It's available for both iOS and Android. Definitely worth a download. It can be very reminiscent of driving RC vehicles. So if it's something you're interested in, there's some great crawling to be had in the game. Next, recently Powershift RC Technology released a ETLS system. And what this is a little box that looks like a Pelican case that goes inside or somewhere accessible on your vehicle, and you tie it into the auxiliary lighting system on your truck. And basically it becomes a capacitive light switch. So you can touch it to turn it off and on. You can touch and hold it to actually dim the system in case you want to run your lights at a slightly lower or brighter level, depending on where you had them set initially. And this just allows you a nice little setup you can put in one of your vehicles. Blends in as a scale point, also probably a functional point if you're really trying to stretch it. And it makes it handy to turn your lights off and on. And even though it's touch, just a rock coming up won't actually affect it. You actually have to touch it with your finger or something like that. So obviously just another cool product coming out of the Powershift workshop. Then Kraken RC has been teasing a release of a vehicle for the last couple of weeks or so, and we haven't seen the final details of it yet. They posted a couple of kind of teaser images, but ended up going back and looking a little bit closer. Now in 2019, Kraken had posted up a vehicle that they were going to try and have crowdfunded. And basically what it was is a 1/10 scale side by side, like a Razor or something like that, but with actual scale style suspension on it. Like I said, they tried to crowdfund it on Indiegogo. And basically what happened is they only raised $34,000 of the $175,000 goal that they stated. So not 100% sure where that left the product, but some of the photos that they posted for the teaser were reminiscent of the images used in that Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. So possibly it's that. Maybe they found the funding to fully do that project on their own without crowdfunding. Hard to say for sure, but one that we'll keep our eye on. An actual 1/10 scale RC that has realistic style side-by-side suspension would be pretty interesting. Up to this point, we really haven't seen one done with correct to scale suspension. So always interesting to see if something new is going to come out and do scale properly. Beef Tubes recently released Winch Twigs. And these are tiny scale winch sticks. If you don't know what a winch stick is, if you saw any of my Scale Nationals coverage, you will notice that people would place a stick down and then you would hook your winch to that rather than trying to winch off of natural terrain. This is always one of those things that's somewhat controversial at different events, whether people like them or don't. It is much more convenient than trying to winch off of natural terrain, but also much less scale. So obviously that's where the argument comes in. Definitely one of the most fun scale items that I had seen in a long time. Props to Dan for never letting a situation go by that can't have a little fun poked at it. Yesterday was the first time that I had missed an on-time upload of the Scale News in a really long time, like a year and a half maybe. But it finally happened, and a day late isn't so bad. At least I didn't miss a full week. So appreciate all of you guys hanging in for that. Rest of this week's schedule should be as per usual. Tomorrow, live stream takeover with Matt from the Scale Builders Guild and myself, Friday Night Live, and the rest of the videos and streams that follow as well. Hopefully you guys can stop in for some of the live streams. For this week's question though, I wanna know, what is the last thing you bought for RC that you regret? Either it was a bad product, it was just the wrong part to order, wasn't correct, whatever it was. What was the last thing you bought for RC that you actually regret? I want to hear it. And with that, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys watching every Tuesday, normally day late this week. Hope you have an awesome rest of your week. We'll see you on the live streams. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.